Hey guys, Caesar here. Imagine this if you would. You take your kids out to your garage, let's say they're ages 8, 10, and 12 years old, and out there you show them in a catalog a picture of a beautiful armoire or a large wooden cabinet. It's super detailed and there's like inlaid woods and it's just gorgeous. Now, next to the armoire is a stack of very nice woods and veneers. And then there's lathes and table saws and like every kind of woodworking tool imaginable. Then you tell your kids to get after it and start making armoires. And maybe a dresser or two while they're out there, okay? But here's the problem. They've never been taught how to make furniture or build cabinets. They were never apprenticed into these types of skills. I mean, you talked about it a lot, but no one showed them. But they love you and they want to make you happy, so they figure they'll just do as you say and they'll give it a try. Well, if your kids didn't just end up cutting off their fingers, it'd be a miracle. And they certainly could build nothing like the sample that you showed them in the catalog. So when you go back to check on them, see how they're doing a while later, oh, there's sawdust and smoke and splinters and wood everywhere, and not a few tears. They have failed miserably, and now they've just given up, and honestly, they feel pretty bad about themselves. Maybe worse than before, right? You realize you've made a huge mistake. How could you have possibly sent your kids off on such an important and potentially dangerous task and not first trained them and helped them and showed them and modeled the skills and how to use the tools that they need? Well, this is exactly what we do when it comes to making disciples and living life in missional communities. We often send out our dearest friends and really solid leaders out on a mission that they truly know very little about. And yet we expect them to have a blast and, take the frontier, see lots of fruit and new disciples everywhere. But they themselves have never really been discipled or apprenticed into this faith, or at least not in a way that the gospel touches and transforms all of life. Then how in the heck are they supposed to go and reproduce something that's never first been given to them? But that's what we do. We send them off to form new communities, and then when we come back to check on them, there's been a lot of activity and smoke and splinters and tears, but not a lot of disciple making. Everything is just sort of wound down to a weekly meeting. And now everyone's just burned out and they feel like failures. And hey, if we're honest, most of us too were never discipled or apprenticed in a way that touched every area of our lives and marriages and finances and parenting, etc., right? And to take this a little further, very few of us have ever really attempted to fully apprentice others in the faith. We just haven't even put in the time. So we got to be honest with ourselves and with others. We need to be patient. Small is big, slow is fast. Small is big and slow is fast when it comes to this stuff. Let the rhythms of normal life and issues and needs that arise guide the things that you're learning and applying the gospel to. Discipleship will happen. Remember, it's not just the not yet believers in our life that need to be discipled to live in the ways of Jesus. It's us Christians too. That counts. That's discipleship too. And we have to start with where we're at. So if you've never or barely been discipled, and now you're pushing others out the door to go and do something that they never fully learned to do, the next best time to go a little slower, right, and give everyone some time to grow is now. If you go to my website, it's found in the links below down in the comment section, I can get you a bunch of free resources that'll help you out with all of this. And as always, thanks for watching.